Hey guys, just wanted to share how I'm using the Helix in my studio and live setup. I'm using it in conjunction with the Mesa Boogie Mark V 2x12 rectifier cab. So let me just run you through my signal path here. I start out, the guitar goes into Toneconcepts, the Luke pedal, Steve Luke, their signature pedal, fantastic preamp boost, tone shaping tool. Really brings the amp to life, great stuff. From there I go into the guitar in on the Helix, and I've set up a patch on the Helix that allows me to use the 4-cable method, which is these 3 cables on the back of the Helix here. The blue one is running out of the send 1 on the Helix, 2 is running into return 1 of the Helix, and number 3 is coming out of the 1/4 inch output of the Helix. So I'm running those into the Mark V amp in the 4-cable method, so let's go over there and check that out. I've run all my cables through this great thing. It's called a pedal python, kind of a DIY cable snake. You can run your cables through there super easily. I've got a 15-foot snake here. Cost me about 20 bucks. Really cheap, really great quality, super easy to use. I put all my cables through in about 10 minutes. Really great product. Check them out online. So my send 1 is coming into the input of the Mark V. Send 1 from the Helix, input of the Mark V. Come over to the back side here. Now I've got 2 and 3, which are the red and the green cables, the far ones. Those are the effects send and return, respectively, on the Mark V. Those are going to the effects return and the line, the 1/4 inch out on the Helix. Now, these red and blue ones, the closer ones, those I'm using for external amp switching on the Mark V channels. So I've got those run down here into the external amp on the Helix. And I can assign both of those within the Helix command center to a foot switch, or even to one of the 6 buttons under the screen, so that I can switch channels on the Mark V without using the Mark V foot switch. I'll show you how to do that. So in your channel, or in your patch, go to the command center. Choose any foot switch. We'll just choose foot switch 1. And on the command, turn it to external amp. So that's looking at the external amp input, and it's looking at the tip on that foot switch. The tip was plugged into channel 2 on the Mark V, so when this foot switch is activated, it's going to turn on channel 2 on the Mark V. Now to get my channel 3, do the same thing, go to external amp on a different foot switch, switch it to ring, and the ring is plugged into channel 3. So now through those foot switches I can activate the channel switching on the Mark V, which is great because I can just leave the effects loop on since I'm using the 4-cable method, assign the EQ to the channels that I want to on the amp, and I don't use the solo or the mute features much on the amp, so no need to carry around the big 8-button foot switch that comes with it. I've got all my channel switching here, got all my effects in here, use reverbs from the Helix instead of the amp. So that's how I've got my sound set up for studio and live use. Super easy, just the amp, the Helix, the cables, and the Luke pedal. If you guys have seen other cool ways of doing this, if you've got tips for me, ways I can streamline this or get a better sound, I'd love to hear it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, guys.